Maybe, okay, because I give her a return and I need to check with her about. So Kayla, I think, got all hers cleared out, did a couple of rejects. One, it won't go through because the number on employer's ID number. And one was something similar, so I entered it won't reject, paper clock, it's in that clock. We only got 3 rejects left, I think 2 of them were cement. One of them stuck there because it had filed a federal return, why it stuck there. It's, this person only filed state only, get $228 back. It didn't need to file federal, I checked the return, it said state on it. So, I'll be glad to tell it. Now, Tina, how about Miss Grover's daughter? Did it finish?
Yeah.
And have we already e-filed it?
Should have, I had it done last week. It just left the party.
Oh, okay. That's Miss Grover, okay. Been worried about it, and Sarah's got hers. But you did fix it for e-filing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You put a copy of it in here, dear?
I did.
Yeah,
You
Huh?
want me to run and make a copy of it?
Well, we'll wait after class. Wait after class, yeah. She'll need a copy. Always need copies. All right, I don't know what's wrong here. Okay, I'm still broadcasting. I didn't know if I was broadcasting or not. Anyway, tax deadline is over. Woo, today. Does anybody know why Monday was not the deadline? Oh. I don't need it, Robert. I don't need it. But we got it done. I have nice little certificates for you all. I'll give them to you. Get next weekday, I'll give them to you. Price time. And through paper for this. And of course, grade wise, Kayla said she did 40 plus 38 reviews. Olivia, how many did you do?
38.
And Tandem,
But I don't know how many reviews. Probably.
well, it's something simple. Kayla asked how many she needed for an A. It's for same answer for all of them. You need 5 more than what you get. That makes sense? I'm only kidding. You can never make an A if you need 5 more than what you do or did. I think about everybody in there made A's. Couple of them quit. But, this is so certain. One got missed tonight. Savannah missed a lot, but she did a lot too. She did everybody work, and everybody in the neighborhood, and everybody in the apartment building. So she did the whole neighborhood. So Savannah's okay, I guess. But she's the only one's got 2 rejects left. Nobody else so far has a reject. So I'm pleased with that. Okay, test time's coming up soon, probably next Tuesday. All right, and what do we have a test on? Whew. Let me Gosh, I got somebody's tax return in my cost books. An Edwards. Two ladies called this morning. And Sarah and I looked up the return. One wanted to know why she hadn't got her $138 back, $108 back from the state. Or federal, whichever, it doesn't matter. And Sarah and I looked it up, we looked at why and what her refund status was. It simply said it was federal. IRS was keeping her refund because she owed child support or some other federal debt. So IRS will keep your refund.
I know, like, that's not covered state tax. She got a federal, no problem.
We can use a check on the federal status, but it don't give us that call and check on our own state status. But we'll check and see. But this other lady, I forget what, the other lady I had Sarah to call, somehow or other got the language that's had e-file. So the people out there asking complaints. Now, before I left Thursday, I had two people call. I mean, it's funny about one of them, he just, well, I'd like to set an appointment right at 2:30. This was Thursday. I said, we finished last night. Michelle said she had a bunch of, people to call Friday. Begging for employment. Or asking, where else could they get it done free? So, too bad, Michelle didn't know anybody did it free. Too bad they waited until the last minute. Friday, April the 13th. Usually they're due on the 15th. So people waited that late. I got mine in yesterday. I had to redo mine. I decided tonight I was helping a little bit. But I worked January, and I worked February, then I worked March. And I gotta work all of April, pay my taxes for this year. 4 months. Taxes, state, federal, and Social Security gets a third of whatever I can make. So if I make $1, I get to keep 66 cents. But, anyhow. So yeah, May the 1st, for a lot of people, Lorenzo was called Tax Freedom Day. Means they worked enough to pay their taxes for the year. So, but, we pay taxes. Now, I pay quite a bit in the state of Virginia. Makes me want to move to Tennessee for my son. $1, they don't have to pay state income tax. They pay our sales tax. 9 to 10%. But you're out of state, avoid sales tax.
For paying so much taxes, like, you don't even get that good of service. Like think about like Northern Europe countries, they get free education, free healthcare, free public transportation. I mean, okay, they pay a lot of taxes, but they get a lot of services. Like, I mean, in the US, they get, okay, you get the military, and you get maybe the roads, or like, I mean, just the highway.
And there's not free, it's not free transportation. And the health services, I guess to a degree, it may be free with the Medicaid and some of the Obamacare left over. There is free health care to some citizens, but not all. And there's free education to some citizens, but not all. Pale is pale. I did one, I helped out some niece of some professor. He's from India. He teaches over in arts, in this Indian professor.
Who, John Candy?
John Candy.
John Candy? The professor teaches like English.
It may be from India.
Yeah, I mean, he has been here forever, but he is in India.
Okay, he was asking a question about his niece's taxes. She came over, and I said, "Is he married to your mother's?" See, I forget what I asked, but anyway, he was married to her mother's sister. She had no Indian in her. Okay, it was not a blood test. But she had Social Security, well, her dad was old on Social Security. She didn't have to pay taxes on Social Security. She had a scholarship that paid for her tuition. She didn't have to pay taxes on scholarship. She only had 300 wages and so forth. So, but she didn't have to file. So they worried about it. He was trying to do a 1040 and he sort of doing it funny like. Okay, so anyway, enough about taxes. Cost accounting. All right. What was your assignment for today? We have been talking about what? We'll get taxes behind us now and concentrate on our classes. We were starting break-even analysis. Now, this is chapter 9. I'd like to have 2 more tests. So we had budgeting, and did we have, chapter 8 was budget. Did we have a test on chapter 7? We did not have a test on standard cost. I thought we had all those variances, material variances and.
Yeah, we can skip it.
Huh?
We can skip it if you want.
We won't. But we'll have a test Tuesday next week. And we will have it definitely on this chapter, break-even analysis. We'll definitely have it on budgeting. Now look at your second test. If you didn't have standard costs, you'll have to have standard costs. And then it'll leave us just a little material for the last test, but I could have 4 tests, helps your average and all that stuff, okay? So all of you did okay, I think, on the first test, fair on the second. All right, we have 4 absent today, I guess. Okay, you had in this chapter, margin of safety, and you can have these ratios written down if you want to. You had in this chapter break even. And you had in this chapter changing mixes in a break-even analysis and so forth. So, real quick, let's practice a couple. Well, I didn't want Excel. I wanted notebook. Tanda, what kind of accounting program do you use at work? Y'all don't use an accounting program? What are you doing in accounting? Doing what? You help with loans?
Yeah, I give people loans to sell insurance.
Now, are you approving the loans?
I don't approve the loans, I have to get the rating approved.
Okay, you know the interviewing and stuff. Okay, you also sell insurance.
Yeah, I know a lot with collection. Making sure they pay their bill, so we don't have to send them to collection.
Yeah. Olivia, how about you at work? You use any kind of accounting program?
Like QuickBooks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're using QuickBooks? Well, the reason I asked, we had accounting information systems up here. Lorenzo, you probably had that, didn't you? Accounting information system. Now, back when I taught it, it had some flow charting in it. It had a little bit of programming and just a review of accounting concepts. I didn't like it. Well, Mr. Imel, he adopted a new book. It's full of debates. He didn't like it. He's not up on debates. We really want our students to take Excel or debates, but most of them take Excel. A lot of people out there use Peachtree. A lot of people use QuickBooks Pro. So he's going to change that class to just go through QuickBooks Pro. And a lot of employers out there request that you have experience with QuickBooks Pro. And hopefully that will give you a step up. And they may be able to show you another program besides QuickBooks Pro. We got that approved. vision yesterday that will be the class next year, and most of you all will be taking. Now, a couple of students that's already had the county information system, I enrolled them in an internship. And they're going to take that course as their internship, QuickBooks Pro. Okay. So, well, you know, I go in the back door sometimes to get things accomplished, so it'll work that way. Mr. Armour won't get credit for the students, but they'll be in his class. All right. Selling price is equal to $50. Variable cost is $35. Fixed cost is equal to $150,000. All right, real quickly, calculate me break even. Okay, we're going to do a quick review. Calculate break even. Are you finished with it, Aaron? Have you got it? All right, calculate break even, everyone.
Is it a 50 or 56?
My pen, I'm gonna go get my better pen. It's a 50.
No, the one.
Yeah, that one too. That's my fault. I'll get a better pen too. Yeah, that better. All right, should have break even now. What is it? How many units? Olivia, what answer did you get? Tanda? Kayla? All right, that break even formula is fixed cost over 1 minus the variable cost. So that's 150,000 over 15. 1 minus the variable cost is 15. Well, 15 into 150,000 is what Kayla said, 10,000. All right. Not happy with the response on that one. Okay, we're going to do one more. So if everybody can do this in 30 seconds, that's all the time we need to spend on it. All right, what'd you get on that one? Same answer. I fixed it so you get the same answer. 250,000 divided by 25. 25 into 25, of course, is 1, and your answer is 10,000. All right. Now, that's 10,000 what? 10,000 units, correct? All right. Now, let's fill this in with this problem. Let's fill in sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution margin minus fixed cost is equal to net income. All right, take these numbers and fill that in real quick. And your final answer should be 0. All right, sales times 10,000 is how much? Is that a million? A million? Then 75 times 10,000, that should be 750,000. Contribution margin should be the same thing as fixed cost. All right, now everything we worked with was units. All right. And we got to work on other things, leverage and margin of safety and so forth. Now I want to give you this formula. All right, let's say fixed cost is equal to 50,000. All right, variable cost is equal to $25, and sales price is equal to $40. Now I want you to do it this way. I want you to use a percent. Remember, 1 is 100%. Find the variable cost percent. What is the variable cost percent?
Is the percent, the variable cost percent of the sales?
All right, this is still fixed cost. All right, now, if sales is $40 and variable cost is 25, then contribution margin is 15. If sales is equal to 100%, change the rest of these to a percent. I don't know where it went, Lorenzo. Yeah. All right. What percent is 25? Just divide 25 by 40. What do you get? How much? All right. 62 and a half. So this would be, all right, now if we put this into the formula up here, 62 and a half, I would change to decimal, 625. All right, if I take 1 minus 625, I am going to divide 50,000 by decimal 375. So what is 50,000 divided by decimal 375? I hope it gives you 200,000. I don't know what does it give you? If sales is 100%, contribution margin is 25. Variable cost, that's 62 and a half. We subtract 62.5, that leaves 37. Now somebody divide this. What's this 50 divided by decimal 375? How much is that? How much? Something's going wrong here. I'll tell you why it's going wrong. No, it's not necessarily wrong. We don't know how many units we're selling yet. You'd have to divide by 40 to see how many units we were selling. So let's try that into a contribution margin statement. Sales was the answer that Robert found there in dollars. We didn't have to do it in units. Oh, boy. Is that 133, Robert? Yeah, I'm sorry I had that decimal in there. But now what's your variable cost? Now your variable cost is 62.5% of that. Variable cost is 62.5% of that. How much? 83. Because we know that contribution margin has to be what? 50,000, because fixed expenses has to be 50,000. And we know that net income has to be 0. Okay? Now, that was finding break even in dollars. Break even in units. Now, somebody divide 133,333 by $40 was our sales price. What you got?
3,333.325.
Yeah, you cannot sell a part of a unit, so we got to sell a whole unit. 3,353?
No, 330. 333. 3,330.
Oh, 3,333?
Yeah.
Okay. It would come out that way. Now, if that's the number of units we sell, our variable cost is 25. So multiply that by 25 and see how close we came to 83,333.
$83,325.
Gives you what?
83,325.
You see, that little bit of difference is due to rounding. So, but anyway, I should have made it come out even and not have that half. And so we went in there, that confused a little bit. All right. Now that's break even. I think most of you know it in and out. Now, I know I gave you homework, but we're going to go back to having a fixed profit. One more thing on break even. All right, let's say your fixed cost is equal to 100,000. Sales price is $50. Variable cost is $40, but you want a profit of $25,000. All right, now find me how many units I have to sell.
That's 100,000 or 100.
That's 100,000, yes. That's $50, $40. All right, find me how many units I have to sell to make $25,000 profit. And Ms. Grover's over here, so, when you print that, you know, when we start class in about half an hour, print that until you bring it to. Dollar tax. And Sarah talked to you. She was up to 2:10 when I talked. Okay. What'd you get, Lorenzo?
12,500.
How many?
12,500. 12,000.
All right. Now, we subtract 40 from 50. We know that gives us 10. All right. But we wanted to add a $25,000 profit to your fixed cost. Okay. And that gives you break even. And Lorenzo, you said that gave me $12,050, right?
500. 12,500.
Okay. Yeah, just knock off a zero and you got 12,500 left. Now that's break even. Now let's go to margin of safety. Now you can change fixed cost, variable cost, or sales price, and it changes your break even. We've practiced all that before. Or the profit we might want. Now let's go to page 367 once again. And you could have that little margin of safety formula, whatever you want to call it, written down. All right. It's the sales price in units minus break even in units, or the sales price in dollars minus break even in dollars. So let's think of margin of safety of gosh, I just wanted a new page and it don't want to give me a new page, so instead of losing something, I'll just erase. Okay, we're going to practice another round here. Now here's the format I'd like for you to use. Margin of safety is your actual sales in dollars. Sales in dollars minus break even in dollars, okay? So that's the one I want you to use. So now I want to know where margin of safety is for this problem. All right. All right, go ahead and work the first part of the problem. You got to find break even. I got to give you sales.
All right, what is your break even here? What is your break even?
How much is the sales?
800,000. All right, so I'm going to say 800,000 here. I hope I'm big enough. All right, what's your break even sales? Okay, what is your break even in units here? 5 into 150,000 is what? Is it 30,000 units? All right, now multiply $20 times 30,000 units. And what was your break even in dollars? Did I get 600,000? What is my break even in dollars? You said 30,000 units times $20 is your break even in dollars. So what is 30,000 times $20? So it looks like your margin of safety would be $200,000. Now that's if we're going by that formula on this page. And we are, okay? Now let's go to page 368. We got multiple products. And I know I gave you some homework with multiple products. All right, look, you've got clocks, clocks. You've got selling price, which is 100%. And you got clock wall mounting kits. Selling price is $10. That's 100%. So we've got our variable cost and our contribution margin up here on clocks and wall mounting. All right, number of products per bag, 3 clocks and 1 wall mounted. Revenue per product. Where did we get that $40? Revenue, is it given or can we calculate it? Well, it says selling price. Revenue per product. Total revenue, 40 times 3 is 120. Variable cost per product, $29 times 3 is 87. Contribution margin for this product is 11 times 3 is 33. All right, if you go over to the wall mounting kits, you've got 6 as contribution margin. All right, 33 and 6 make 39. We just add all those up and still change them to percents. Okay, now break-even point in units, where B is the number of bags of product. All right, 39B, that's both of them added together. B is equal to 120,000 bags. All right, 39B, what is B? We know 39 total contribution margin per bag. Now, what is B in this case? All right, that's given, isn't it? Number of what now?
B in the equation, number of bags of products.
Right, how many was there? All right, there's 126,000 wall mounted, 378,000 clocks. All right, That's a 3-to-1 mix. We can see that's a 3-to-1 mix. But all right, what do I multiply 39 by to get 4,914,000? That's what I want. What do I multiply 39 by to get 4,914,000? All right. And that's what it says, 126,000. We just work backwards on that one. Then you got to go down here on, that was probably bags, clocks is 380. Okay, you may have to do some working backwards here for a mixed product. We're going to practice one of those in a minute, but first let's look at operating leverage on page 369. I know. What is the operation leverage formula or format? Should be given to you on page 371. Break-even analysis, margin safety analysis, degree of operating leverage. Is your contribution margin divided by what? Contribution margin divided by what? But that's after interest, okay? So don't get that confused with ratios. Again, you can have these written down for a test, okay? So OL is equal to contribution margin minus what now? Wait a minute, divided by profit before tax. And that could probably be net income plus tax. It's the same as profit before tax. You word it that way, or IBT, income before tax. Okay. All right, now what was some of your homework problem for today? Do you have those written down, Kayla?
23, 25, and 31.
I don't think it covers what I want to or not. CVP analysis, let's see. Multiple products, okay, and 31, some kind of comprehensive. Okay, let's back up to don't see what I want, I don't guess. Let's look at 22. I don't think we looked at that one. We can't find the problem exactly I want. So let's try and look at 22. Dan Witt is the county commissioner. He decided to institute tows for local furry boat pastures after the boats had been in effect for 4 months. Now, the accountant, I guess, noticed that collecting $1,450 in tows incurred a daily cost of $2,000. The tow is $50 a passenger. Okay. Is it worth collecting tows of $1,450 if the expenses is $2,000? It's not, is it? But now, Interstate 77, from Beckley on up to Charleston, you pay some tolls, don't you? And there's so many vehicles go through there, I'm sure it's worthwhile. They collect a lot of money. All right. How many people are using the ferry boats each day? Now, you can answer that one for me real quick. Anybody? How much? 2,900. 50 cents a person. They collected 1,450. It's got to be 2,900 people. All right. If the 2,000 cost is entirely fixed, how much must each passenger be charged for the toll process to break even? How much must each passenger be charged for the toll process to make a profit? All right. Answer the first part of B. Take a minute and write down your answer. That's easy too. Just as easy as the one Kayla answered. All right. Should already have it answered. When you divided, all right, how much are you going to charge? Pay the fixed cost. You got to divide $2,000 by how many passengers? All right, if you divide 2,900 passengers into $2,000, how much does each passenger have to pay? How much? 59 cents? 69 cents. That's easy. We're just working backwards. All right. Now, if you added a $250 profit onto 2,000, what is 2,250 divided by 2,900? What do we got to charge a day? 2,900 divided into 2,250. 78 cents, right? All right, you could round that off to 80 cents. More dollar and make more profit, of course. It depends on what their goal or objective would be. Assume that only 80% of the $2,000 is fixed and the remainder varies by tax by passenger. If the toll is raised to 60 cents per person, passenger volume is expected to fall by 10%. If the toll is raised and volume fall, well, okay, we're talking about supply and demand there. If you raise the price on something, what happens to the demand for it? If you raise the price on something, what happens to the demand for it? It goes down, or the number, in theory. All right, so take a minute and see what you can do with C part of that question. I'll find a solution here for us. Does anybody have an answer to C part? Tanda? Yeah. How much? What's it asking? If the total is raised and volume falls, you're going to raise the toll to 60 cents a person. Volume's going to fall to 10%. Will the county be better off or worse than currently, and by what amount?
Oh, I looked at 20. They'll be better off.
Okay. Now this did not require algebra. Okay. All this required the variable cost, I think, was 80%. Your fixed cost was 1,600, your variable 40, I think, 400. Variable cost per pasture, 400 divided by 2,900, 14 cents rounded. Profit is 60%, 2,900 times 90% because it falls 10%. What's the 60% represent? There's an easier way to get that than this, 2,900 times 9. Anyway, county would be better off by, and you said better off by $150. But did you have that $150 calculated? All right. There's easier ways to do it, right? Now, there's a lot easier way to do this. Since it's not one of the concepts we're trying to learn, we're just working backwards here. I won't take time to demonstrate it, but it's got to be easier than this. I could do trial and error easier than this, okay? But anyway, look at the answer and work on it. If we need to, we'll back up to it, okay? We'll back up to it on Thursday, Lorenzo, and look at it. See if you can work it first. Okay, then you said your homework for today was, all right, what was the first one, Caleb? I wrote them down somewhere, 23, 25, and 31. All right, now, we'll look at 23 today, have 31 and 35. Okay. I want you to add on 36 for Thursday. And if you don't have it, I want you to add on 42 for Thursday. We'll look at these motor products. We'll look at a complete analysis. We'll take a minute and look at 23. It should be quite easy. Following our abbreviate income estimates, sales, variable cost, contribution margin, fixed. We've got two companies here, and they're identical products, and both sell that product at $40. Both companies are searching for ways to increase operating income. Managers of both companies are considering three identical strategies. First strategy, decrease sales price 30% to increase sales volume. Decrease sales price 30%. Now, hopefully that would increase sales volume 60%. All right, we're going up and down with some of these again, so that one should be easy enough. Current sales volume for both companies, 2 million divided by 40 is equal to 500,000 units. New selling price. What's the we're gonna decrease the selling price by 30%. So what it said, decrease selling price by 30%?
Yes.
Okay. Well, 30%, again, you don't have to have it set up that way. We know 30% of $40 is $12, and that leaves 28. Okay? And then the variable cost is 28 times 50,000. Or divide 1,400,000 by 50, you get 28. All right, now here's the two companies, Inslee and Barb. All right. It's best used by Barb when you work it out by 840,000. But anyway, we will back up and look at that again also on Thursday. So please have these done. We'll review for the test. I'll tell you what problems are on it come Thursday, okay? So we will dismiss class today. And Tanda, Miss Grogan is over there. And I told her you would get her that printed copy and she'll wait till you bring it to her.